Hi, beautiful people. How are ya? I'm Dr. Pammy Jean. I hope you're having a great day. Hi, beautiful people. How In our discussion today, I'll explain to you where I'm currently at with my vision after my diagnosis of geographic atrophy, which was back in June. And we'll discuss what it means to have geographic atrophy. I've been putting off doing this video because it's really some days kind of hard to talk about, the thought of losing your vision. It's just a good thing that it's kind of slow moving. And it's not like one day I'm just going to wake up and not have my vision. I mean, for some people, maybe that's how it works. I don't know, but it hasn't been my experience. What has been my experience is I felt like my vision was fine. And then I noticed some changes, but I just thought I'm getting older, you know? And so when I got the diagnosis of geographic atrophy, it was a total shock. It probably shouldn't have been, though, but that's how it felt to me. So it's November 2024. Here we go. The risk factors for age-related macular degeneration is just being age 50 or older. I'm pretty sure my early stage diagnosis was at age 50. Seemed like everything went to pot when I was 50. That's when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and neurocardiogenic syncope, too. But also, if you have high blood pressure, or maybe you have a poor diet, high in saturated fats. I probably ate too many saturated fats in my younger years. There are two types and three stages of AMD, what I'll call age-related macular degeneration from here on, hopefully, if I remember. So the two types are dry and wet. We're going to talk about dry today because that's what I experience. And hopefully, I don't go into wet. The three stages are early, intermediate, and late. Geographic atrophy. This is the last stage of dry age-related macular degeneration, what we call late stage. Most of us know it as advanced dry macular degeneration. I had never heard of geographic atrophy before my diagnosis, so I hope you learned something from today. Dry macular degeneration is not the same as wet macular degeneration. So, as I said, I won't be talking about the wet for today because what I experience is dry. The first two stages of AMD, in age-related macular degeneration, our central vision is affected. Vision loss occurs in the last stage, but not all people progress through all stages. So that's the good news. Some people get AMD in just one eye, and some of us in both eyes, and that's what's happened to me. So in early AMD, there are changes to the macula, but vision isn't affected. So you're not going to even know it's occurring. And that's why you need to get regular eye checkups. The macula is in the very center of the retina in the eye, at the back of the eye. It's yellowish and oval and surrounds the fovea, which is at the back of the eye. The macula is the part of your eye that processes what you see directly in front of you, called your central vision. It's what helps us to understand specific details like text on a page, telling the differences between faces, tiny movements, and specific colors. Rods and cones make up the photoreceptor cells in the retina. Photoreceptor cells, rods and cones, become damaged. Rods process black and white light and helps us see at night and in dim light. Cones process color and make up most of our usual vision. There's a high concentration of cones in the macula. So, with a damaged macula caused by drusen, vision is blurry and lacks details. I did several videos on this already, so if you'd like to check them out, the link to those videos will be at the end. In the intermediate stage, vision may get blurry or wavy. Large drusen or multiple medium-sized drusen are present, so subtle changes in vision can occur, but some people don't have symptoms. Adjusting from bright light to dim light can occur, or some may have black or gray spots in the center of their visual field. It isn't known how long it will take or if vision can progress to the advanced stage. There is only a 3 to 19% chance of developing late stage. I've read it multiple ways, depending on the study, I think. But in one study, once you have intermediate, you have a 37% likelihood of getting late stage if you have medium drusen, and 71% who had large drusen. So I don't know. I don't think I took macular degeneration very seriously in the early days, and I should have. So let this be your heads up. Take it seriously and don't worry. Just take the AREDS 2 to help prevent it. AREDS 2 is the treatment for macular degeneration. It's got very good vitamins specifically determined by studies to be effective in preventing or slowing it down. And please eat a healthy diet. I think in my case, it was more genetic, but I don't know. It is what it is, right? And in advanced stage, central vision fails completely, but that can be slow even or happen very quickly. I'll talk about that in a moment. So starting this treatment early is important. Don't dismiss the important ingredients in the supplement. At some point, if geographic atrophy is determined by your ophthalmologist, eye injections can be given to slow down the damage. It's not a cure, but it can slow it down in some. That's what I'm doing. But with a couple of injections into my eyes a few months ago, my left eye was increasingly getting worse and not getting better with the injections. So I decided, with the advice and helpfulness from my eye doctor, to stop treatment on my left eye. We're continuing treatment on my right eye. It appears to have slowed down the progression in that eye. When I close my right eye, I can't read the words on a page unless I make the print higher than 90 font, and even then I can only see a few letters at a time. So basically I see a lot of gray, but sometimes it's whatever color is surrounding what I'm looking at. So if I'm looking at something black, I'll see black in my vision. If it's white, I can see a whitish, creamy kind of color rather than actually seeing what I'm looking at with my left eye. But with both eyes open, I can see print at around 28 font. That's what I'm using today. I'm using a print that's very bold, though. Parts of the page are still missing, but I can currently still see with both eyes open what's right in front of me. I look back at when I was in college, and in college, you have to use 12 font, Times New Roman, very tiny print, and there is no way, unless I'm wearing some very strong eyeglasses, readers, and hold whatever it is I'm looking at way up in front of my face. I might be able to see letters, very few of them at a time. I get frustrated with websites who use a gray print that you have to read because when I go to read that, it's horrific. I have to highlight what I'm reading and use my readers to see it because gray, a light gray, will just blend in with the white background and I can't really make out what I'm looking at. So it just all blends in together. But I push forward. I've told you a few times about the damage I did to my right eye, to my cornea, when I didn't know that I had sleep apnea. My sleep apnea was very bad. You'd think I would have known. I now use the highest air setting of airflow on my sleep machine to keep me breathing properly while I sleep. So I went from 52 episodes a minute, so almost one every second, to now having a half of a episode per minute. That's good. They want to keep it under 5. So it was a lack of oxygen to my eyes that damaged my cornea of my right eye down here at the bottom right. So almost to the center of my vision down. So if I'd have been given the choice of whether to have severe damage to my macula, as I've got in my left eye, I would have preferred it in my right eye since there's already damage over there. But I wasn't given a choice, was I? So, I deal with what I have to deal with. Honestly, I'm used to it now and it doesn't bother me anymore. But macular degeneration damage is currently on that same area, the right side of my right eye down here. It hasn't entered into my central vision yet, or maybe a little, but not badly. It's pretty crazy when you think about how our macula sends messages to our brain to help us see better, right? With both eyes open, I can see fairly well. I have given up driving when I'm alone. I haven't driven in months now. But when my husband and I got his new car, it has a full self-driving feature. It's a Tesla. And he set it on the full self-driving, let me get in the driver's seat, and I drove around a few blocks out here in the country. Not a lot of traffic, and it was fun, feeling like I was in control. I mean, if driving slow, I can see pretty well. I can tell where the edge of the road is and the center of the road. I just need to go slow. At one point, my husband said, "You can go faster." I said, "No, this is where I'm comfortable. I'm fine." Slow meaning about 30, 35 mile an hour. So I said, "Hey, I could drive to Walmart with this self-driving feature." And he said, yeah, was somebody with you like me? And I said, "Well, yeah, I wouldn't do it alone." We haven't done that yet, but I would like to try that. So I'm hanging in there. I get eye injections every 6 weeks with Izervay. So far, so good. I see a new ophthalmologist this month for a checkup to make sure that all is well with the eye injections because this treatment can cause other issues. So I have to get a full workup, I'm pretty sure every 6 months. Getting an injection in my eye is not fun. The worst part is the pressure. It's not that it hurts so much, but the pressure. I feel the liquid going into my eye, and I tend to blink automatically. And I don't think you're supposed to blink while you're getting a needle put into your eye. Even though I tell myself, don't blink, I do it every time. And so sometimes my eye will be a little bit sore afterwards, but I keep my eye drops in the refrigerator. So it's really cold. And I keep putting those in my eye, and it helps it to feel better. That was a suggestion by my retinal specialist. I'm not yet ready to think about what is next for me when I can't read the words on a page. I'll do it this way as long as I can, obviously. As you know, I write a script for each video to keep me on task. So once I can't see this anymore, we'll figure it out when we get there, right? So I hope you learned something. I appreciate your support and encouragement. It means a lot to me. Some days I'm great, and then there are days I have to take it to prayer. I send you gentle hugs and support. Love you.